there's a delicate and fragile process going on. The issues regarding Turkey and the one involved in this issue is the Turkish government. So that's why I would like to speak in Turkish so that we will be understood very well. You are very welcome, all of you. We wish this forum will bring happiness and peace. This time, seven person will visit Imrali to see Abdullah Öcalan. Ahmed Turk, with a lawyer, will visit him on Friday. Dem Party invited all its parliamentarians into Ankara. They said there will be a very important meeting. Is Mr. Abdullah Öcalan going to inform his organization PKK to disarm and disband? Actually, it's not very easy to speak about what will happen in the future. I cannot say any thing clear because I do not have the information. Is he going to say that? I think there should be a demand for disarmament because the disarming will benefit the peoples of the region, especially the Kurds, because the arms that the PKK is holding and the army, the armed struggle that it has followed, it has made the people suffering. The ending of this struggle will benefit all the nations of the region. There's another thing that some people say, even if Öcalan asked the disarming of the PKK, the leaders in Kandil might disregard his request. This is not possible. It's being said that the statement by Öcalan would be aired on TVs. Kandil says Abdullah Öcalan is in the Imrali prison and he is not being given proper chance to see the delegations. The PKK has announced that after the statement by Öcalan, they will hold a meeting and then they will make their decision, and they have asked the statement to be in video because otherwise they will not believe in it. The expectations are higher now, and I hope they will respond to the request of Öcalan and lay their arms down. Let's say if Kandil responds to Öcalan and lays down its arms, what will happen? Those who are monitoring the situation, and we also have insisted on November 22nd, Mr. Bahçeli clarified that they should get benefit and utilize the right to hope. And he said, we invite Mr. Öcalan to come to the parliament and announce the disarming and disbanding of the PKK, which was very surprising. This is not something very particular to Devlet Bahçeli. Even Erdogan speaks about this. They say they have two goals. They have two goals. One of them is a Turkey free of terror, and then to have brotherhood between the Turks and Kurds. Disarming is a good step, but more steps should be taken. Mr. Erdogan in the 8th Congress of his party announced and said, if the PKK is disarmed and if a Turkey free of terror is achieved, these are the steps that should be taken. I think now the government is not ready to engage in a what I mean is that the government is not ready to accept any conditions for disarming. They say first the PKK should disarm and then we will take our steps. What are those steps? We don't know. There is no clarification. They only says we are not bargaining in this issue. Is this good? I think if it's related to law and rights, it should not be tied to preconditions or conditions. In 2015, there was a process that failed with no results. We also saw that the arms should have been let down. Disarming is not related to any rights. But those Kurds who are speaking about the rights of Kurds to hold arms or not, is that correct or not? It's possible that some people make mistakes in this issue. But we wished that the process would succeed. But unfortunately, it didn't. That's why we are saying if today the same mistake is repeated, the same outcome will be reached. You said Devlet Bahçeli has said in his fraction meeting and speaking about the process. In the last election, you were a part of Cumhur coalition, and then you went to the parliament and supported Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Together with Devlet Bahçeli, you have taken pictures hand in hand, which I see as a historic photo. Cumhur coalition always says Erdogan wants to do something, but Bahçeli does not let him do it. But all of a sudden, Bahçeli comes forward and says Öcalan should come to parliament and speak. What did you feel when you heard this? The initiative that was spoken about by Mr. Bahçeli was very surprising for us because it was not expected, and he raised the expectations and asked Abdullah Öcalan to come to parliament and give a statement there. But is it possible physically to come to the meeting with them party and speak? Or was it only to say we are open-hearted and open-minded? I think it was the second. Because we know how difficult it is for him to come to the parliament and participate in the Dem Party meeting and statement. And it's also possible to give the statement in the Imrali Island prison. This issue has been talked about after the failing of the peace process in 2015. Back then there was no coalition between MHP and AKP. The coalition was formed after the coup d'etat in 2018, which was the factor of changing. Back then it was JHP who stopped the government in many its steps. But after the failing of the peace process, there was they were going back and stepping back from the issue, and then they started denying a Kurdish issue in Turkey, and then they come back saying it's our duty to solve this issue. But they said we are not ready to deal with one particular party. This is not something only discussed by Bahçeli, but Japa also has mentioned this before. We might have too many questions. 10 days ago you were in Diyarbakır. You were talking about a human solution to the Kurdish issue. You said not only political parties but other parties, religious, social and other groups could participate in this. It was followed by much discussion. Even the MHP party was speaking about it. Do you regret that? No, I do not. I didn't make any mistakes to regret it. Then why did you anger other people? I didn't upset all the people. You have seen only a part of them. Some of those people were upset. And we are not going to direct our policies according to what they wish for. They see us as enemies. Whatever we do, they will oppose us. We respect them and they are not obliged to think like us. But this process of disarming is a very hot topic in Turkey, and we can say if the arms are laid down, people could do better in clarifying their stances. We do not have any weapons, any arms. As I said, there are only two goals: a Turkey free of terror, and second, a more unified Turkey inside the country. The process which they name a terror-free Turkey demands that without any conditions the PKK should lay its weapon down. Every party should announce its position and stances. We have done our share and we have announced our position. Unifying the interior if you are unified as Turks and Kurds, there can be a better formula for lives. But some people misunderstood and gave wrong evaluations for our stances. DEM party and Imrali delegation visited many parties, those who are in the parliament, but they didn't visit you. Some people say DEM party didn't want, others say it did, but HÜDA party didn't receive them. No, they didn't ask us to visit us. We have already said we have not refused anyone at our doorstep. We didn't invite them because we did not expect they would visit us. Because if it's about disarming, those who hold arms they do not see any role for those who are not holding any arms. If they visit us or not, it will not change anything in our position. Tomorrow at 17 o'clock, and after 17 o'clock we might hear some news. If disarming is announced, it's the iceberg obscuring the process going to melt down. We have clarified our position regarding the process. Dialogue should continue between the political parties. All the political parties should discuss, meet, and speak to each other. But as we said, in 2012, when our party was established in the Congress of our party, we invited all the political parties, one of which was HDP. They didn't respond to our invitation, and then it came forward, and we wanted to visit them on the occasion of Eid, but they didn't open their door for us. And then we visited parties, and then we were again refused. We knocked at their door 3 times, and they didn't open. But we have never refused anyone. Some people say that HÜDA your party, wants a federation. I would like to ask, does Turkey have the ground for that? There is not even ground for dialogue about this. Yes, in the program of our party, we have that, and we have spoken about that. We have said without the terrorism subject, we can speak about everything. Even federation can be discussed. Otherwise, the current situation in Turkey does not support for a federal system, not geographically, neither in other areas. Turkey does not support this. The Iraqi Kurdistan region is different from other parts of Kurdish areas in Turkey and Syria. But half of the Kurds in Turkey, in the Kurdish majority areas, they have gone to Western cities, they have established their lives there. That's why it's not possible. If you take the example of Cyprus and Belgium, it's not even possible because it does not support the situation of Turkey. If we speak about the equity between the citizens, there are some articles in the constitution about how all the citizens are equal. There are 4 articles in the constitutions that are not going to be amended according to the constitution. Do you want that to be cancelled? The Kemalists and the Nationalists are different. Regarding the first 4 articles of the constitution, after the establishment of Turkey, those articles were established in the constitution, and they say these are not changeable, but this is not true. In the constitution of the year 1924, it also stipulates that the system of the state is federal, because the remnants of the Ottoman Empire had established a new regime, and they were asking in the parliament to get back to the Sultanate's power or state. And then in 1961, they said that was not needed, and they said the status quo should continue, and the Republican system should not be changed. And then in 1982, when the new constitution was approved after the coup d'etat, 5 soldiers and 5 generals, when they came and discussed this, allegedly the power and the system will not change from republic, but Mr. Cannon, when came forward, he said the first 4 articles are not going to be changed. And then some people says the September 12 coup d'etat is an imposed coup d'etat. At the same time, they speak about the constitution that brought forward the coup d'etat. The people in the JHP say Mustafa Kemal Atatürk has established those 4 articles. And they claim that HÜDA power is against the republic and against the flag. They play on words. They want to waste our efforts. Unfortunately, we say the articles which they claim are unchangeable and amendable, they put the resolute of the coming generations at risk. We say those articles can be changed and amended. To amend the constitution, you need 400, the voice of 400 parliamentarians. We have only 4 members in the parliament. We cannot draft anything like that. We cannot give any suggestions on that. We can only decide on those 4 articles in coordination with other parties. JAPA is not unified on the subject itself. Thank you very much. If you want to add anything else. The tomorrow statement, however it's going to be, we say yes, the era of violence should end. The last 40 years ago have made and resulted much suffering for the Kurds in Turkey. And now as we are here talking, it has also resulted and damaged the Iraqi Kurdistan region.
Even the villages cannot go back to the places or villages. We hope that with this Mr. Bakhshali's decision in 1st of October of last year, when he started, with this initiative, we hope they continue. And we hear that with the intelligence, between intelligence and Abdullah Öcalan, there's discussions, talks, and we hope there's concrete results and bring back justice and harmony and have a positive outcome. Thank you very much. We hope have a good enjoy your time. It's late. I'll thank HÜDA Media Network for this opportunity. Tomorrow we'll continue thank you, Zekeriya, Mr. Zekeriya. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attending. Tomorrow we'll start at 8 o'clock. Please be joining us tomorrow as of today. Hope have a great time. Good night. Amasa, حالا اینانه باشن. خزاین بود. قربانه بود. خواهفیزم. لقد چیه روی بجا. لقد چیه روی.